This video is going to be about creating Dragonborn skin colours in the toolkit. So if you haven't already, create a new project. Wait for the game to load, and I've explained this also in another video, but I'll explain it again. The first ones that pop up here, you can clear, and also when this is finished actually loading. As usually, well, as long as I've been using the toolkit, they've been there and I've not had any issues. The main thing is not clearing them once you actually start editing stuff. Okay, select a level should load. Yep. Okay, so because we're creating a character creation item, we want to load character creation with cc_I, this one, not this one. Okay, so this is technically a level editor, but we officially cannot edit levels, but since we're not really looking to edit levels, I'll go on to what we want to do. First, we want to create and view resources. And if you're going to be opening this a lot, you can actually save the layout here. And then when you load the toolkit, this will actually already be preloaded for you. You could even put this a little bit lower. So this screen's a little bit bigger. You could even make that a little bit smaller and then save layout. So what I'd do, or did even for my Dragonborn skin colours, is I split these up into their own folders. So because there's a few sub-races, and you may want to do some for the sub-races, I do it so P4 Dragonborn, the shorthand for Dragonborn, and skin gold. So if I'm going to make a sub-race Dragonborn gold skin, then I'm going to put them in this folder. This is a package folder. They cannot go into the standard folders. They need to be in these package folders. Okay, so let's go and find a Dragonborn color. So they are all in shared dev, assets, characters, character header presets, skin presets, Dragonborn. So since we're using gold, we can scroll down until we get to our metal gold. And let's use this one as a base. So we create new from selected. This means it will not override the original and instead can be used as a new asset. So I add my prefix in order not to get overridden by other mods. That reduces the chance of it at least. And let's see what give an accent of pink maybe. So there we go. Now this is one way to go about making the skin colours. I'll be showing another in a second, which for me personally now is my preferred way of doing it, but I want to show this way of doing it as well because you might just want to tweak a few values. So the accent colours on here are actually gold, so I could already set it to pink. These are ones I added into the colour palette. When you find a colour you like, you press here and then it'll add it here. If you want to remove, right click and delete. So let's go for that. Save. And I save at every step I change something. It's just better to do in case the toolkit does crash. Okay, so metalness is actually set to 0, so I could actually set this to have metal. So let's set that to 2 and keep that one at 0.4. Pearlescence, let's make that 2. Gives it that nice, well, pearl-like effect. Okay, save. So now what we can do is look for a Dragonborn character visual to test it on. Okay, open. We don't actually have to edit it to save it. So let's zoom in. Okay, so first we want to untick the unmatched presets. So click that. This way our options do actually show up. Skin properties. Can actually make that bigger. Okay, let's make that bigger again. So because I added P4, it makes it easier to actually search for as well. So this is what it would look like. So in here, you can see all the values here as well, but because this is already a pre-made preset that we've done, in order to view our changes live, we need to go back to here and have this over the top. So for instance, say I don't want the second accent to be pink, I instead want it to be, let's go with this colour and save. Now the edits I've shown live, so you can do it this way and save and then see your edits live. So for instance, let's turn up the hemoglobin amount to 3. Okay, that's not really got much of an edit. Some of these won't show much change, but if we change the hemoglobin colour, that should change there as well, because that's going to be the green that you see here. So if we make that pink, yeah, as you see, the green's now gone from this area. And this hemoglobin is more of a gold, but we could always make that a red. See what that does. Okay, yeah, so it adds a red tint to the body. It actually does get rid of some of the gold look. Okay, melanin. Let's make that actually gold. See, that's actually the base then. What the hemoglobin goes on top. So the hemoglobin actually now gives that a pink tint to the gold I added. So we can save that. Okay, it's saved. Now, if we wanted to make a preset from in this window, we actually can. So let's go and select another one. That's not the one I wanted to select. Okay, so say we wanted to edit this one. You would go and turn off use preset values. And then in here, where applicable, turn values on. If it ends up being one that you don't want to use, turn it off. But most of these do get used by the Dragonborn. So if we would change this to a different colour, it should change. Hemoglobin amount, okay, yeah. You see more changes in big values. So if you look at that, you get more of a blue tint than on the accents, which is the ACC. SE is scale, and then SK is skin, which is these areas. So if we would go and change the hemoglobin colour for the skin, this area should change. Let's make it red, see? And if we would change the hemoglobin here to blue, it gives it more of a purplish tint. And then our accent colours. So now it makes it more like a red tinted colour, which actually looks pretty cool. So if we're happy with what we got here, we can then click Save Preset and then put it in the folder we want to. So we either put it here or here and follow the same like naming scheme, adding your prefix to it so it's easier to find. So P for red, because it's the black subrace and the red tint to it. Now I'm going to show you how to move these files around once you're happy with them. So let's just quick make a new package folder. P4 Dragonborn skin black. Okay, so now right click, rename move. So if you did actually name it something and want to change the name, you can do that as well. And now you want to change the folder. So this is the gold one. So we would put it here. Well, you don't have to, but that's how I sort my folders out. Move that one to black. Sometimes I double click and then I accidentally cancel what I'm doing. Okay, apply. Now we've got two Dragonborn skin colors to add to the game. So now we need to add the UUID object editor. I suggest having this made smaller. And if you've got a app or something that can pin this to be above this, it would help. Not sure I've got mine. Okay, I've got mine activated. I will write in the description what program I use from the Microsoft Store for doing that, and then I usually press Control Windows T to pin this so it stays always above even if I'm clicking in here. So these are all vanilla, so we need to open our Dragonborn skin folder or whatever you named your project, go down to character creation presets and character creation skin colors. Let's open that up. So first we want to copy the GUID and paste it into the material preset UUID. It will generate a unique identifier here for you. If you prefer these columns being bigger, you can actually save this. So CC skin and save. So when you open up a new project or this one again, you can load it up and keep these like this. Actually, I might extend that because we want to click here, Dragonborn. This means it activates Dragonborn. You could technically probably activate it for non-Dragonborn too, but it won't work the same way as it does for Dragonborn. Actually, I can give you an example with making a copy of that one. Display name is what shows in character creation. So P4 Dragonborn black skin red. I know it's a bit literal. It's definitely an easy way for users then to get back to you on that if there's errors. This is the UI color, so that little color block that shows in character creation is that color. What I sometimes do is open this and take one of the accent colors or one of the base colors, like that is actually technically one of the main colors showing up, so I would copy that, come in here, paste, and then that shows up, and then press Control C, Control V because that's the same one. Now copy the GUID again for the next one. Control C, Control V. Let's make that, let's just give it a gold color. It's sort of a off gold. We can copy that, change to gold and to pink. Okay, now these would automatically work in the game. However, if they are from a subrace, you could also add them so they show up as a default option on that subrace, which we would do by going to races. Ooh, jump then. Go here because we're adding only Dragonborn skin. We could hide all columns and then show the ones we only need, which is the name, skin colors. I mean, you could add in, if you're making a mod with several different colours, keep all the colours here. So that would be hair, highlight, greying, eye, tattoo, makeup, lips, horn, horn tip, and visuals. And then we need merged into. Okay. That's why I say sometimes it's easier to just have it on the one that you want, because then you can easily see that column. So we could call this CC colors all and save. Then hide ones not currently working with, or only show them three, which use the LSF files for their colors. And colors, let's call it colors LSF save. So now if you would switch between all and that is now saved. Okay, so name, any custom name, just make sure it's custom. That's why I still use my prefix, which is the shorthand of my username, and then Dragonborn black, because we want to actually add it into the black subrace. And then P for Dragonborn gold. So this is actually a new method this merged into as of patch 7, and it means we're not overriding the original file, but instead merging our lines into it. This means there's no need for mods like my patches for CC races anymore. As long as mods use the merge into, they can work together. Okay, so we've got skin colors, let's add them. And again, another good thing about using a prefix. So black, that's the only difference. I should have actually changed on this one. The name should have been standard for standard. Right, let's look. Yeah, because we don't want to add that one to Dragonborn. So we add the gold one here. Oops. Okay, so that is all sorted. Press X. Now this one will show up in the default selections for the black Dragonborn subrace, and this will show up for the gold subrace of Dragonborn. And for all other subraces, they show up under the show all. So let's go over here and load in. I mean, if you want to quickly test Dragonborn stuff, using the Dark Urge is the quickest way to go about it. Oh yeah, I want to show under show all. So we can see them here under show all for the other races. Okay. Subrace, black. Under the default selection. Now if we go to gold, under the default selection. So there are all the vanilla ones. We actually went pretty similar to that one actually, surprisingly. There we have it. And that is creating Dragonborn's skin colours. I hope the tutorial helped and helps you make some lovely Dragonborn skin colours. These two that I made in this tutorial will be added to my mod because I've ended up liking them, which always happens when I make tutorials. So, see you next time. Oh, wait a second. Publishing your mod. I'm going to make a separate tutorial for this because I'm repeating myself a lot. So the name here we can update to actually be the name we want to show in mod managers and in, if we were to publish to mod.io, what would show then in It's actually, I think, the same name. I've actually given a Dragonborn skin color mod. But this is what would show then in game in the mod manager as well. But you would have to authenticate first and then select a thumbnail to be able to publish to mod.io, but you do not need to use mod.io at all. You can always just use the toolkit to make only local mods that then you publish to Nexus mods or other sites that you want to upload to. So author, description. Okay, and then you would save as well, publish local, but it makes you choose where to save your .pack to. The .pack is your project name plus its unique identifier. This is to decrease the chances of conflicting with another mod. It also does this for the mod folder name as well. If you've previously modded the game in the non-toolkit methods, then you would know what I mean by folder, but it's actually a line in one of the files that tells the game where your files are. Okay, have a nice day.